I died first, so I made cookies. They were popular fare on pirate night, so I needed to make a lot. Daryl had gotten me a jumbo-sized antique mixing bowl last Christmas that probably could have held the water supply for an elephant for a day. I don't know where he found it. If I ever filled the bowl entirely, I'd have to have one of the werewolves move it. It ate the 18 cups of flour I dumped into it with room for more. All the while, piratical howls rose up the stairway from the bowels of the basement. "Jessie," Aiden began, raising his voice to carry over an enthusiastic, if off-key, whistling rendition of the sailor's hornpipe. "Call me Barbary Belle," my stepdaughter Jessie reminded him. Aiden might have looked and sounded like he was a boy, but he hadn't been young for a very long time. We had assimilated him rather than adopted him, as he was centuries older than Adam and me put together. He was still finding some things about modern life difficult to adjust to, like the live-action role-playing, LARP, aspect of the computer-based pirate game they were playing. "It only works right if you think of me as a pirate and not your sister," Jessie said patiently. Ignoring his response that she wasn't his sister, she continued. "As long as you call me Jessie, that's who you think of when you interact with me. You have to believe I'm a pirate to make it a proper game. The first step is to call me by my game name, Barbary Belle." There was a pause as someone let out a full-throated roar that subsided into a groan of frustration. "Eat clamshells, you sodding buffoon," Ben chortled. His game name was Sodding Bart, but I didn't have to think of him that way because I was dead anyway. I got out my smaller mixing bowl, the one that had been perfectly adequate until I married into a werewolf pack. I filled it with softened butter, brown sugar, and vanilla. As I mixed them together, I decided that it wasn't that I was a bad pirate, it was that I had miscalculated. By baking sugar and chocolate-laden food whenever I died first, I'd succeeded in turning myself into a target. The oven beeped to tell me it was at temperature, and I found all 4 cookie sheets in the narrow cabinet that they belonged in, a minor miracle. I wasn't the only one who got KP duty in the house, but I seemed to be the only one who could put things in the same place where they belonged on a regular basis. The baking pans in particular got shoved all sorts of odd places. I had once found one of them in the downstairs bathroom. I didn't ask, but I washed that mother humper with bleach before I used it to bake on again. Mother humper was a word that was catching on in the pack with horrible efficiency after Sodding Bart Ben had started using it in his pirate role. I wasn't quite sure whether it was a real swear word that no one had thought up yet, one of those swear words that were real swear words in Ben's home country of Great Britain, like fanny, which meant something very different in the UK than it did here, or a replacement swear word like darn or shoot. In any case, I'd found myself using it on occasions when dang wasn't quite strong enough, like finding cookware in bathrooms. I thought I was good to go when I found the baking pans, but when I opened the cupboard where there should have been 10 bags of chocolate chips, there were only 6. I searched the kitchen and came up with another one, open and half gone, in the top cupboard behind the spaghetti noodles, which made 6.5. Leaner than I liked for a double-quadruple batch, but it would do.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.